Nancy Allspaw Jackson.
And today we are at the Porter Ranch, California Toys R Us.
And in our Let's Have Some Fun segment, we are going to go check out Christmas toys for kids on the spectrum.
Awesome. Let's go shopping.
So Shannon, here we are in the Melissa and Doug aisle. Don't you love it?
I love this aisle, and I'll tell you one of my favorite things this year is this fabulous, awesome shape sorter, because it's got lots of different colors and shapes, so there's so many things that they can work on. With this, they can work on counting, sorting, fine motor, languaging things. They can stack them together. It's an awesome toy, especially for kids who are just starting out with therapy.
It's great, and these toys are so safe. These are like old-fashioned toys. That's what I love about them. They're wood and, you know, not lead, and they don't have all these little parts, so they're safe, they're educational, they're great.
And you can use them forever and hand them down to the next generation because they're so awesome.
Yes, you can. Now, this was a lifesaver in my house, these no-spill paint cups.
Ooh.
Yeah, those are cool too. Lots of cool things from Melissa and Doug.
Have you also seen they have great baking stuff too? Different things, that food stuff that you can do, even a cutting thing that you can do.
And things you can dress up, which are really great for, you know, learning options and choices, uniforms, and they're all wood figures. Most all of Melissa and Doug's toys are wood.
And it's money well spent.
Yes, it is, because you can keep these forever.
Absolutely.
My little boy Wyatt has a Thomas obsession, and he just turned 10, and it has not abated.
How fun. So tell me, because I don't know as much about the Thomas trains. What's so awesome about these?
The reason children with autism love Thomas is because the facial expressions, which you'll see here, are so pronounced they can understand them, right? Awesome. And then there's so many different characters. And of course, like any true great toy maker, they come out with a whole new range of characters. Like, I've never heard of Victor. This is the talking Victor. And then they have, of course, all the train sets. So it literally can last a lifetime. I mean, I think we have a small fortune in Thomas toys at home.
I love it. So we're in the Imaginarium aisle. This is another fabulous place to look if you're looking for really good quality, inexpensive toys that are going to be beneficial.
Yes, I love Imaginarium toys. This is a great sensory one. This is the Jumbo 22-inch sensory ball. And I know my little boy loves balls and bouncing them, and this one is all, you know, squeaky, and it comes with the pump and everything. So.
Absolutely fabulous. And there's such a wide range of things. If you're looking for a shape sorter in a cube, this is a wonderful thing to do. But all kinds of toys where they can do sociodramatic play, they can do all kinds of pretend play.
Yeah, they can even do a take-along shaving kit, be like Dad, right?
I love
and a blow dryer there.
That's awesome. Fun toys here that require creativity and a lot of fine motor.
Yes.
So I love different games to be able to play with my child. And if there's something that can help with therapy, I think that's really cool. Have you played this one before, Guess Who?
Guess Who. Doesn't everybody know Guess Who? Yeah, and now they have a Disney Guess Who and some other versions, right?
SpongeBob.
Oh, I didn't know that. Maybe I can get SpongeBob Guess Who. What's this one, Shannon?
This is fabulous. In fact, I want to show you this one. It's headbands. It's one of the hot new games. It's really great for kids on the spectrum because it's creative, it gets them visually excited, and it gets them using their brains and asking questions, the right kinds of questions.
Fun. I can't wait till we get to wear the headbands.
Yes, we do. We're gonna fashion demo that.
All right.
So Nancy and I want to show you a couple different toys and demo them for you because they're really fun. This is a marble run, as I'm breaking it apart. But what's cool about this is you can take it apart, put it together in any different way. They come in different colors.
It's a great color for girls.
It is a great color. And this is a great cause and effect. So go ahead, push the thing. There we go. And it's going to be a surprise about where it's going to travel, where it'll come out. What's great about this, these are those task completion toys we talk about all the time, that it has a beginning, a middle, and an end.
And not too difficult to put together.
No, not to, and it can go together any different way. But what's great is if you're working on an activity or a lesson and this is what is really rewarding to the child, you can say, okay, you won your marble, they can put it down, and then it has an end, so you can say, let's go back to learning again.
What is this one?
That is a Perplexus. It's like a really cool maze game that comes in a lot of different varieties. This is the challenge one, but they also have the rookie and the regular one, and the child gets the ball on the track and tries to get it to come out, to get it in the final cup, and if they win, it's really pretty remarkable.
This is a pretty intense challenging game.
It is, and so it's going to be for our kids that are a little bit older.
Okay.
It's going to help with attention, visual. It's actually a gross motor thing because they're manipulating it. It requires balance.
Right.
Really
And
fun.
here's the rookie one, which is smaller and easier.
Now, if we go down a little bit more, then I'm going to take you to the fazoodles. Have you ever played with a fazoodle?
Fazoodles? No.
This is
I
on
love them.
my son's list, and I actually haven't had an opportunity to do them.
Okay.
But it's kind of like the idea of sort of a Mr. Potato Head or Play-Doh, but not as messy.
Oh, mothers, don't we love that?
We do love that.
Yeah.
So you can take these things, they're totally reusable, and you can bend them into different shapes.
Okay.
And you can pick feet. It comes with a bunch of different accessories, sort of like a Mr. Potato Head.
Fun.
So you give it feet, you can create arms for it. See if you can stick some eyes onto one there.
Fun this is. Yeah, they can make all these crazy characters.
Isn't that fun?
It's creative and it is simple, but it lets the child develop their own characters, right? They can make a whole village of
They
it.
could make a whole village, and it comes in lots of different sets with different accessories so you can build onto it. It's also social, that if they play together with a friend and say, look what I'm creating. Oh, how charming. There he is. Isn't he clever with his
He's
purse?
darling,
I
yeah.
lost his feet, but he's fun.
All right,
Awesome.
now this is the game that you were telling me about. That's so
This
much
is
fun.
headbands. So
Okay.
you want to put on one of your little headbands,
Okay.
and there are cards
Right.
so that you can stick your card in.
Right.
And what I love about it, it comes with these cards that have prompts, questions that if a child doesn't know what to ask,
Okay.
you can read these off or they can read it off, and you start to ask questions to try to see yes or no and determine who you are. So,
Okay.
am I an animal?
No, you are not.
Am I a thing that's in the house?
Yes.
Am I something that you would wear?
Yes.
Ah, am I something you would wear on your feet?
No.
Am I something you would wear on your shoulders?
No.
Am I something you would wear on your head?
Yes.
Am I a hat?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, very good.
But it has these lovely questions that a kid can follow along. This is really fun and
fun.
requires imagination and
Right.
being creative.
And something the whole family can play.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lots of giggles
Yeah.
with this.
Okay. What am I, by the way, today?
You are a hammer.
Okay, a hammer. Very good.
Okay, and then the last thing I wanted to show is this awesome O-ball. And I don't know if you guys ever had an opportunity to use these, but for
No.
kids who are having difficulty catching, this gives them all these opportunities to grip,
Yeah.
because sometimes it'll catch on a finger. It's
Yeah.
easier to catch than a regular ball. It not going to bounce out of their
Not
hands.
Use this. This is a great tool.
Again, inexpensive and a really wonderful thing for a stocking stuffer or something like that.
Okay. Awesome. Loving you in the hat.
Thank you so much for being with us today here at Toys R Us. We really want to thank Toys R Us for the awesome job that they did letting us come in.
Yes, we've had so much fun playing with all these toys, and now we've got some cuddly critters.
And the best news of all is that Toys R Us has agreed to donate all of the toys that we demoed for you here today to Toys for Tots. So yay!
Very generous of them. So happy holidays.
And happy shopping.
Yes.
Hi, we're at the Toys R Us in Porter Ranch, California. And Emily and I are going to take a little tour around the store and find some great toys for some great kids.
All right, let's go.
Come with us.
Yes.
Okay, bring your dinosaur and come on, let's go look at things in the game aisle.
Okay.
I know you love games.
I do look.
All right. So here we are in the game aisle, Emily, and I want to show you that there's all these games that you can get for kids of all ages. They're interactive and really remarkable. One of the hot toys this year and many other years is the Bop It toy.
Okay, so what about the Bop It? It's so reinforcing.
Well, you know what? It can be interactive. It can be a social game. It makes lots of noises. Sometimes they light up depending on the version. It helps to work on fine motor skills, and it helps to work on fluency. This toy will grow with a child, and in fact, you can get it in different versions. This is a little bit more complex version. And up top here, we have one that's especially for older kids. It's called the Smash the Light. I would wait until a child is older to play with this one. So should we check out the Lego aisle?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
Go. So how can we use Legos to help our kids?
Well, they're really spectacular toys for our kids because they work on executive functions and planning. They're really colorful. You can work on colors and grouping and matching, counting because they have the little dots on the top. And if you have a younger child, you can start with the Duplo toys that are compatible with Lego and they don't have the choking hazard.
So then as the kids get older, what's great about Legos, it looks like, is that there's all sorts of themes. We've got movies here and video games, so the kids can really connect with what's personal to them. So Legos are amazing, but what else do we have to see?
Let's look at some educational toys in the leapfrog aisle, shall we?
Let's go. Okay, so what do you have here?
Well, we're in the leapfrog aisle. This particular toy, very popular this year, is a leap reader. It comes with a little pen, and it tells us that we're going to read, write, and listen, all skills that we want to work on with a child. This pen that's in this box, you can put it over different pages in the book. It will read aloud to the child. They can trace their letters. It reinforces them for doing a great job. It's a really spectacular toy for our younger kids that are working on reading, writing, and listening.
This looks like a lot of fun and a really great way to help our kids learn to read and write.
Absolutely.
What else are we going to play with today?
I think we should take a trip down the functional pretend play aisle. This is where you're going to find all the things that are like real, but the toy version. So I've got this lovely set here that's all fresh vegetables. So I'm teaching nutrition at the same time. They're all appropriately colored, but I've got a knife so I can be cutting them too. This is really great play for a young child.
Shannon, I heard you got some toys that I get to play with now.
Yes, I'm going to take you to the demo table. We're going to let Emily play with some toys, and we're going to be giving some of these toys away on the show. But they're not just any toys. These are toys that are featured in this year's Toys R Us toy guide for differently abled children. And this is put together with the help of our friends at Lecotech.
So what do all these different icons mean?
These are different icons that tell us what skill this toy might help to develop in our children.
So can I play with the toys now?
Yes, it's time to play with the toys, Emily.
So I think I recognize this guy.
Yes, this is the ever popular and very sweet Elmo. But this is a very specific Elmo that teaches adaptive skills like zippering.
Elmo's yellow triangle zipper.
And so we get the reinforcement of Elmo talking to us when we do these things. Let's keep playing. So it encourages the child to continue to interact. And he's very reinforcing. When he giggles, I just want to hug him and play with him some more. Okay, so moving on, let's look at some Melissa and Doug toys. These are incredible toys. They'll last several different generations because they're made out of good quality wood.
Awesome.
And let's start with a lace and trace toy. Now, I happen to know that you love turtles,
I do
Emily.
love turtles.
And this is a set of farm animals lace and trace. And the child can pick out a color that they like for a lace.
All right.
And there are lots of different things that they can do with this. And I know it might seem like this is an old-fashioned toy, but you know, sometimes the old-fashioned toys are the best toys. Because what you're doing right now, Emily, is that you're using a lot of hand-eye coordination and you're using the pincer grasp. This is a precursor to writing right here. If you've got a child who's having difficulty holding a pencil, this is a really reinforcing way to work on this. And it comes in lots of different things. And then also for Melissa and Doug, we have this amazing switch and spin. Love this so much. This is a great cause and effect toy. As we start to put the gears together, we notice that when you turn one, another one can turn. You can rearrange this and do it in lots of different ways. There are 10 design boards, so you don't have to just do fish. There are other things that you can put there instead.
That's awesome.
Kids love this toy, and it's another Melissa and Doug toy.
Cool.
All right, let's take a look at some fun games.
So I found this game, and it's called Fibber. So Shannon, I'm going to need you to put on your fibbing glasses.
I want a fib.
All right. So this game is totally reinforcing, and it helps our kids to work on lying.
Yes, and that's something we really, I know it sounds strange, but we want to work on that because being able to tell a lie is something that helps with safety issues. And also being able to tell if somebody else is lying is a really useful life skill.
What you need to do is get rid of your cards without trying to grow your nose, kind of like Pinocchio.
Okay.
But if you get caught...
And so eventually you can have a whole string of noses attached to the end of your nose. Very colorful. Again, we can be working on the colors. Kind of hilarious. A kid's going to want to play this with mom or dad and see that mom is Pinocchio telling lots of lies. I like this game a lot.
This is a great game.
We've had a really great time at Toys R Us, and all of the toys that you see here on the table, we're going to be giving away on the show. So stay tuned to find out how you can win one of these great toys. Hi, I'm Shannon Penrod, host of Autism Live, and today I'm standing outside the Toys R Us in Porter Ranch, California. You know why? Because it's that time of year again. We want to go in the store and check out some great toys for our kids on the autism spectrum. Come on, let's go. Hey, what are you doing here?
Hey, stranger. I'm checking out the Melissa and Doug's collection here. They're beautiful.
Don't you love these toys?
I love it.
They're
They're
the
so
best
bright
toys.
colors. And
I don't know if I've introduced you. Hey, everybody, this is my husband, Jim Miller.
Hello.
And together we're autism parents. And every year when it's time to shop for holiday toys, we really care about getting good quality toys that are fun, reinforcing, and build skills. So that's kind of why we're in the Melissa and Doug aisle today. So take a look. I want to show you this particular toy. This is an amazing toy. Really well made, all wood. You can really count on good quality with Melissa and Doug. This toy has so many different functions to it. Take a look. You've got all these wonderful wooden numbers. You can take these numbers out and have the child hold them. You can be teaching time. You've got, it's so well labeled, minute and hour. So many different games that you can play with this toy, and it'll last a lifetime. They can give it to their kids.
you've got colors.
Absolutely. So you can be working on all different kinds of things at the same time.
Do you remember we had this one here, this wooden puzzle?
And you could put it together 6 different ways. He loved that toy. I think we still have that in the garage.
think so,
We
too.
should give it to somebody. But what I love about Melissa and Doug is that they're so functional. Take a look. You've got all kinds of toys where they get to do functional pretend play. We've got toys that girls will love. We've got toys that boys will love. It's an amazing array of toys. We love Melissa and Doug.
Oh my gosh, this is a nostalgia feel because they're kind of like old style toys, but they're still so up to date too.
Absolutely. So let me take you and show you some toys in the leapfrog aisle, okay?
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I'm going to give everybody a little hint as to how to find great toys this year and every year when you have a child who has different needs. This right here is the toy guide for differently abled kids. Toys R Us puts this out with our friends at Lecotech. And what they do is they rate all of the toys for toys that are good for our kids, and then they give us these handy dandy little icons that tell us what this toy will help our child to work on. All those skills that we're wanting to work on all the time, we can find a toy that matches the skill. So I love to use this guide and walk through the toy store and match up some things that are appealing to me and figure out what skill to work on. One toy that is featured a lot in this guide, many years over, is Leapfrog's Leap Reader. This is an amazing toy. As you can see on it, it says it builds skills for reading, writing, and listening. What better toy could you give a child who is in the early stages of learning how to read and write? A remarkable toy. The reason why it's featured again and again and again in the toy guide is that it's a proven winner. Kids love it, parents love it, and they build skills. Love Leapfrog. One of the things that happens with kids is that they get older, and you might think to yourself, oh, you're only featuring toys for littler kids, but let's talk about something for those kids that are getting a little bit older. This isn't just for boys, but I will say that our boys particularly love them, and our boy particularly loves them. Hexbug Nano products, right? They make these really cool little bugs, and they come in different sizes and shapes, so you can add on and have it be a reinforcer, something that they can work for. And then they make little trails that you can put together. One of the things that's featured this year in the guide is something called the Black Hole. This is a whole series. It's like a habit trail for these little bugs. They're fake bugs. They can race in them. There's a social game. They can play with their friends. There's a lot of fine motor involved and planning, executive function, cognition skills. We love the Hexbugs line. And of course, now this year they also have the Aquabots. I think we have a child that's going to be interested in some Aquabots.
I didn't even know about that. That's great.
They're really cool. They're fish, and you can't kill them. This is a wonderful thing for parents. Unkillable fish. Okay, Daddy, so you want to go play with some toys?
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to go demo some toys for you. Okay, Jimbo, so it's time to play with some toys. I want to start down on this side of the table with a great company. Learning Resources makes some incredible toys for all kids, but they're especially great for our kids on the spectrum. So doesn't this look like something you want to eat?
Oh, I love that.
Okay, so right off the bat, this is a great functional pretend play toy. What it is sorting shapes cupcakes, again, by Learning Resources. And we can do so many different things with these toys. We can just pretend to eat them, right? But there's more. You notice that they're frosted and they've got different kinds of shapes on the top. You know why?
Does it have to do with different, like, form, putting things in different shapes?
Yes, we're going to do matching with this. Take a look, because when you take the cupcake apart, first of all, we've got different colored bottoms. I'm going to give you the one that has the crosses and X's on it. So mine has a yellow bottom. What does yours have? Yours has yellow too.
Yellow too.
So we can say they match, right?
That's right.
Except they have different shapes on the bottom. Mine is a circle, and yours is more of a crisscross. It doesn't want to come off. So we're working on fine motor skills here too, right? So they're different shapes on the bottom. And you see that they match up to the bottom of the cupcake, and there's a prompt on the top of the cupcake. So this one has circles on the top of it, so it reminds the child this one is a circle that goes with this, and then there's another prompt in the bottom of the cupcake holder. So many, so go ahead, you can fit yours together. Now he's working on fine motor, push and pull, a gross motor, and then we can put them in the cupcake tray and offer them to somebody else. Just so you see though, there are other colors as well. So there's red, and then there's also green.
Colors and shapes.
Yep, colors and shapes, and so we can do matching with shapes and colors. And again, love the prompt on the top, so clever, and our kids will really like this, and we can work on the functional pretend play. Now another toy by Learning Resources that I really love this year are these word construction toys. They give you these bolts. So our boys like them because it looks like something you're going to build, right? And you're actually building words. So you've got all these different rings. They're endless possibilities. The green ones are vowels. So we know that we want those to go between other ones. It starts to teach kids how you build a word and why vowels are so important. So you throw a couple onto a bolt, and then you start twisting them to see if you can come up with a word so that they can see all the different possibilities. So what do you have over there, Daddy?
I got hat.
Okay, I got tar. And then we shift them again and come up with another one. I have dim.
I have sod.
There we go. So endless hours of fun with these, and you're working on letters, you're working on colors, you're working on building words, and there's this wonderful distinction that the vowels are green. That's going to help our kids to learn how to read and know the value of a vowel.
That's excellent.
Right? Love that. Learning Resources, great toy. Okay, you know I love Melissa and Doug toys.
Yes.
Right? So,
Nostalgia.
oh, but they're just so well made. They're going to last forever, and they're so educational. This particular Melissa and Doug toy is a lacing shoe. For anybody who's ever had difficulty teaching their child how to tie their shoes, and we know a little bit about that as autism parents, yes. This is great because it gives the opportunity for it to be in something that's fun outside of them. So often when kids are leaning over their own shoe, it can be really difficult, or you take the shoe off and put it on their lap and it doesn't have long enough laces, it's not big enough for them to be able to see. This is an awesome, awesome toy so that they can put it through bigger holes, have a longer lace, and have it sit on their lap and really practice with this. Super duper toy from Melissa and Doug. All right, the next one, I know you're gonna love this one.
Oh my gosh.
It's the Bubbalooka.
And who doesn't love bubbles?
I'm telling you, everybody loves.
Still love it.
Yeah. So, and this is a foolproof bubble cannon, really. So, one of the things I love about this, it's got a little suction cup. You can stick this right onto the bathtub wall. I'm going to have you hold that for a second.
Sure.
So, and it's got a clippy so that you can unclip it. So this is clipped to the bathtub wall. This goes right into it, so you're not having to find it everywhere. And the handy little tray, it also can affix to the wall. There is this removable piece at the end that's got a little, it feels like terry cloth thing at the end. So we pour our bubbles into here, and we begin to teach our children cause and effect. So we have them dip it in there. Go ahead and dip it, Daddy. Yep. And then blow, and we're going to make a mess. So reinforcing for kids. Now, stop and consider all the different things that you're working on here. You're playing with this, very reinforcing, but we're working on blowing, which is going to help build the muscles to produce sounds. It's going to help with eating issues, actually. And because it's so reinforcing, I don't know if you remember, but when Jem was little, we used bubbles so often to start teaching a skill. When we were working on eye contact, do you remember that we would take the little, and by the way, it does come with a wand as well. So if you don't want to do this and you want to take these outside, there is a wand in there. Do you remember we would say to Jem, you know, I have bubbles, and we would wait until he made eye contact, and that's the moment that we would blow the bubble. And what that taught him was, when I make eye contact, then I get something really good. Then later on, we had him say ba, which led to him saying bubble, and then later he had to say, I want bubbles, more bubbles, right? Bubbles are an amazing thing. So you can use the wand, you can use the cannon, whatever you want to do, fabulous. We always think that we have to spend a fortune on toys to have them be wonderful and build skills. This is a great example of a really inexpensive toy that can work for kids of all ages and build a lot of skills. Love the Bubbalooka.
So
awesome.
Fun. So fun.
Okay, now I'm wearing this crazy thing on my head because you know that I love the headbands lines of games. Go ahead and put yours on, Daddy. And this year, they've come out with a new one that's really fabulous. We played Headbands, the original, before, but this year they've come out with Act Up. This is like charades for kids. Okay, so we're wearing our headbands. Kids love this. When mom and dad look ridiculous, so much the better. So we've each put something, a card on our head, and I will tell you that yours is a thing, because these can be people, places, or things. So we're teaching nouns too. It's really cool. And you can help a child if they're a pre-reader to know what it is, but they have to act it out so that he has to guess what it is. So you ready to guess what is on your head?
Okay.
Okay. So.
Saw.
No.
Something to me.
Okay.
Or accordion.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
I had to be more specific, right? Okay, so now act out for me what I have on my head.
It's a thing.
Okay, it's a thing.
Okay.
You're thinking. You're surprised. Shocked. Oh, you got an idea. It's a light bulb.
Light bulb.
Ah,
You got it.
Okay. So, lots of fun. Great thing to play. These kinds of games are so interactive, and it helps kids to know how to ask questions. All of these toys are amazing. They're all available in this wonderful guide that we talked to you earlier about, the Toys R Us Toy Guide for Differently Abled Children. Check out the icons that go with them to know what kinds of skills they build. Really remarkable. We thank Toys R Us and Lecotech for putting together this wonderful, wonderful guide. And all of the toys that we demoed here, we're going to be giving away on the show. So make sure you sign up for our newsletter so that you can win one of them. So just another fun day toy shopping at
And
Toys R Us.
educational.
And educational too. We want to thank the Porter Ranch Toys R Us for hosting us today. And we want to thank Toys R Us and Lecotech for putting together this wonderful toy guide for differently abled children. Check it out. Make sure that this season you're spending your money well and helping to educate your kids while letting them have fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for being with us. Bye-bye. So Erin has some toys there that are featured in this year's guide that she's going to talk to us about. What do you have up first, Erin?
Yes, okay, so what I want to preface my toy selections with is that sometimes families look at the guide and they sometimes they can't find something for their child because their needs are more than what an off-the-shelf toy might offer. But we always think that every child can play with every toy. So I want to point out some features of these toys that make them more accessible or could be adapted for a child with special needs.
Great.
So first up, I have Bunchums, and these have been pretty popular in the news lately because some kiddos have been getting them stuck in their hair. But at Lecotech, we always think that it's important for parents to engage and play with their children, so there shouldn't be any problems with kids getting these stuck in their hair if the parent is participating in play.
Okay.
So if you've seen these Spin Master Bunchums, very fun, fail-free play. There's no wrong way to do this. They stick so easily. They kind of remind me, Shannon, if you've seen these before, of burrs. Like, you know, if you were walking and they just stick to your pant leg, you couldn't possibly put this on this bunch of Bunchums without it sticking. You just can't get it wrong. Fail-free, open-ended, great fun.
They're addictive and
Yeah.
great for a wide variety of things. I'm thinking that these are great for fine motor, and for imagination. For our kids that can't handle Play-Doh, because of the textures of it sticking to fingers, that would be a great thing that you can build things with a Play-Doh, like you would with Play-Doh. Really fascinating. You can work on putting different colors together and matching. Really great toy.
And they have lots of really fun different sets. So if the kid does need a little more support with their imagination and they need, a bug set or a dinosaur set or something like that to encourage that imagination, they have those as well. And they're just super, super fun. So I would highly recommend these functions.
Okay, very cool.
So then next on my list is this fun guy here by Fisher Price. Fisher Price Beat Bow. He is just flying off the shelves this year, so you need to go out and get him if you're interested. But the reason why Lecotech loves this toy is because he really engages all types of learners, right? So we have our kinesthetic and tactile learners, we have our visual and our auditory learners, and he really engages all 4 of those learning types. And he's also very easy to use. So I was going to do one little thing with him if he's going to cooperate with me. I'm going to push his recording device, and we're going to have him sing a little song about Autism Live.
Okay.
If my talking George Webb, say something, and I'll sing it back. Get ready.
Autism Live. So he sang a lot about autism. He didn't quite get my live in there, but
He's so cute though.
Yeah, he's so cute and he's very visual. His belly lights up. He really encourages kids to move and groove with him, and then also practice their speech and language and everything else. So he's just a really fun, interactive toy that the entire family can engage with and have fun.
Really, really cute. And, we have seen time and time again those toys that when you talk to them, they repeat back what you say. So reinforcing for our kids who are have emerging speech. It makes them want to talk more. And if the toy doesn't understand them, it makes them work on their articulation in their diction. It's a really amazing thing. So great, fun, reinforcing toy. I love it.
He's got a nice social emotional aspect to him too. So he's like a child's friend, so it encourages them to interact with others after they interact with him, and it's a confidence booster to go out and talk to peers.
Love it.
Really fun. Love him. So the next one on my list is the Play School Elephant Ball Popper. And of course, if I push him, he's probably going to go everywhere. But the thing that we like about him that is adaptable is his trunk right here on the top. It turns in lots of different directions. So depending on the child's mobility, we can have the balls go right back inside of his ears instead of flying everywhere. Or let's say maybe the child is working on, encouraging their left side movements. We could have his trunk turn towards the left. The balls would then fly out that way, and the child would have to go over that way to collect the balls by reaching their left hand out, or maybe scooting over that way or walking that way to go get them. So we really like the adaptability of this elephant ball popper. And I'll do it for you if you want real quick.
I do want. Now my son had the elephant. I want to see him.
I don't have the balls in it.
Okay, that's hours of fun. My son had the way years ago the elephant one where the butterflies came out. He is loud.
Okay, Shannon, sorry.
He is really loud. So keep that in mind. He's a louder toy. But I will say,
well, let me say, he does have volume settings. So
okay.
FYI, you can turn him down. So that helps.
That does help. We like the volume setting. But I was saying that my son, years ago, the elephant, it was a long flexible tube, and it shot up butterflies, and you had to try to catch the butterflies. And it was a great toy. Our therapist used it for all of his breaks, and then as he got better at it, then they would say, okay, now you just have to catch the red butterflies, don't catch the yellow ones. We had hours and hours of fun with that elephant thing, and eventually he outgrew it, but good toys, really fun.
Agreed. Yeah. So this is our new updated version of that, the butterfly
With
one. And
balls.
again, like you said, there's so much adaptability with him and different ways to challenge kids once they are familiar with it and they know how to interact. You can adjust his trunk and have the child play with it in a different way.
Love
or
it.
you could get a net for them to catch the balls up in the air, or only have them catch a certain color. So exactly, there's a lot of ways to play with elephant.
Absolutely love it. Okay, what else have you got there?
So the last two on my list.
Don't you want to go to Erin's house? Doesn't everybody want to go to Erin?
You guys should come over. We always love visitors. Chicago, wintertime, not so great, but you are more than welcome to come.
Okay, so what is that?
The last two on my list are Playmobil has a new line of products called Summer Fun, and they are carnival sets that kids build, right? That's what Playmobil does. They want kids to build. But what is so exciting about these is they all have light up features and movement. So there's a really nice reward for the child after they get it put together. And if they can't put it together all by themselves, what a wonderful way for siblings or parents or grandparents to work with them to help put it together. There's not a million pieces. It's really not super challenging. It won't take hours and hours. So it does have some fast reward to it. But the thing we really love about this is that it has a manual crank with it where the child would have to turn it themselves to see the Ferris wheel or the carousel move. But Playmobil was brilliant, and they have an accessory that you can purchase that makes this like a battery operated toy. So they can plug it in and it will always and rotate.
Okay.
So we love that. That is one of the things that we just absolutely loved about this, because all kids can access it that way. Or maybe they want to use it in their room at nighttime, where it provides them some sort of sensory feedback that they need ongoing versus manually turning it, where they might get frustrated. So we love this about Playmobil.
Love it. Love Playmobil. And I see the last one that you have there. I can't wait to see what that is.
Yeah, so this one is the carousel. It's a really big one.
Okay, cool.
So same situation, lots of different types in this line that they have of summer fun. And this winter we might need some summer fun, so this might be a great one to have at your holidays to rejuvenate with some sunshine from Summer Fun Playmobil line.
I love it. Hello and welcome to Autism Live on Facebook Live and on YouTube at the same time. I'm Shannon Penrod. We're here at the Warner Center in Woodland Hills, California, and we thought that this would be a great day. I know a lot of people are going shopping. We've been having the Festival of Toys all the last 2 weeks, but we thought it would be a great time to recap some of the amazing toys that there are available out there right now for a wide variety of age ranges and a wide variety of price points, but we kept it at a price point that almost everybody can afford. If you're looking at the ball that I'm holding, this is one of my favorite things right here. There's a company called Imperial Toys that does it so well for our kiddos who are on the autism spectrum, especially for the younger ones. This is one of their balls, but it's got a green stripe on it, and that's why it's shimmering so much. It actually is green, but we work on a green screen. And you can't feel this, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. It's covered in a net. This is one of the lightest weight balls that I've ever experienced anywhere. And they come in all different styles and shapes, and there are some that have stars and they come in different colors. But all I had right now was one that has the green stripe on it, and it's green and purple. But it's very lightweight, and because it's got this net that's covering it, it's easier to grasp and hold on to, which is so important for our kiddos who are on the autism spectrum. You know, sometimes that hand-eye coordination is really a challenging thing for our kiddos, but we want to work on that. We know, and we've talked about here on the show, that being able to catch a ball is a skill that we now know helps with handwriting later on and helps with being able to ride a bicycle and tie your shoes. So don't give up on the catching and throwing a ball, but you want to make sure that it's reinforcing to the child. So if you can't catch the ball, it's not really reinforcing, because a lot of times you get bonked in the nose, right? And that doesn't feel very good. So it's super duper important to get a lightweight ball that's covered in something that's really exciting to the child, colors that they like and shapes that they like, but lightweight, so that when it bonks you on the nose, it doesn't hurt, right? It doesn't hurt at all. You barely feel it. And something that's easier to grip. Well, sometimes there are balls that have holes in them, and for some of our kids that's great, but for other kids that's frustrating because they can't unhook it from their fingers. Having one like this, Imperial Toys, I'm telling you, they do it right, with a net, it makes it grippy, but it doesn't stick to you. So really fabulous. This is so lightweight, but it also bounces. Got to have a ball that bounces so that you can do different things with it. And this is a perfect size and shape for our kiddos. You can find it online at Imperial Toys, really inexpensive. But you know what else Imperial Toys is famous for? Is making bubbles. And there's nothing that's more reinforcing for our kiddos on the spectrum than bubbles. And here's the other thing about it for Imperial Toys is they don't just make bubbles, they make them in every size, shape, and with every sort of character on it that our kids love. So you go into any drugstore, they're going to sell the really low cost bottle of bubbles. You'll see it says Imperial Toys on it because they're the makers of all the great bubbles in the world. And you can do that and your kiddos love it. But later on, when you want something to be an extra special treat, here I've got a 3-pack of wands that have Dory on them, Finding Dory. So absolutely love that. Our kids love that. They can, pull out the wands and have bubble battles, all kinds of great things. So love that. But they also make all kinds of bubble machines. So here I've got one that's Spider-Man. For a lot of our kids, that's going to be the thing. But they make them in Frozen, Princess. They've got Finding Nemo ones, all kinds of different characters. And for this one, I love this because the bubbles shoot out where his spider web would shoot out. Any child will love this. This is a great tool to be using in therapy with a child who is on the autism spectrum because it's a great reward. So the child, we work on something and the child, we go, as soon as we do this, we're gonna get a couple of minutes of bubbles. You can turn on the machine, the bubbles shoot out, the child plays with the bubbles, we have a good time, and then we go, okay, let's put it away, let's do some more, and then we can turn the machine on again. Bubbles are very reinforcing. Our kids love them. And for those of you who are working on speech, bubbles is one of the first things that we give our kids who are nonverbal because the b sound is a great sound to work for. So you turn on the bubble maker and you go bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. You turn it off and the child has to make some approximation of going and then you turn it back on. Eventually that shapes into bubbles. Sometimes it's the first word that they say, but we build on that. So bubbles, awesome. Imperial Toys, get them. They are amazing. So that's for the little ones. Then getting a little bit older, I love anything where our kids get to build and explore and put things together in different ways. And we know, and we're going to talk about some toys for older kids that are great for that I've got on the table. I got my Lux blocks front and center here. But for our kids that are a little bit too young for that, here's a great cause and effect building game. Gears. You can get this from Learning Resources. They've got a whole host of toys there that are really remarkable. This is one of our favorites. They put them together in tons of different ways. They turn the crank, the gears move. We're learning cause and effect, and you can learn colors with this game. Great game. Gears from our friends over at Learning Resources. Then, how much do I love board games? Well, let me check. So very much. One of our new favorite companies that we love for our little ones for board games is Peaceable Kingdom. They've got a line of games that are cooperative games that we really love. So everybody plays together as a team. You're learning socialization skills. These are really well-made games that have the environment in mind, so that everything, the way it's packaged, it's sustainable packaging. Love that, right? Truly remarkable games that you can work on so many different things. I've got 3 of them here and I love them all. It's like, pick which one you love the most. Hard to do, like picking your favorite child. Love Friends and Neighbors, Hoot Owl Hoot, and Stack Up for your kids who love to stack blocks and then tear them down. This is a cooperative game that they're absolutely going to love. It'll blow their minds. But I got to say, for our kiddos who are on the spectrum, this is a must. You must have Friends and Neighbors. There are so many things that you're going to work on. Problem solving. It's amazing, you guys. Make sure that you get this game. If you know a little kid who is on the spectrum under the age of 5, you must get this. I'm just telling you, it's a have to. Peaceable Kingdom. You can get these online, but Target carries Peaceable Kingdom. So get yourself to Target and I recommend getting a couple of them, but I love it. This won the Oppenheimer Best Toy Award, Gold Seal, as did this. This won the Platinum. So the other one won the Platinum as well, Stack Up. So Peaceable Kingdom. Isn't it cool how my green screen takes out the green? I love that. So those are for our little ones. Now when you're getting a little bit older with our kiddos, you know what I forgot to talk about? The bubble guns. If you don't want to do the whole machine, this is another thing from Peaceable Kingdom. Love me some bubble guns. You know what else I love about this? This is portable. So if you've got a kiddo that you haven't been having difficulties with when you go out places, you bring the bubble gun with you, put it in your purse. You can take this to the park. It's a little bit easier than taking the bubble machine. These are so handy for behavior modification and for learning if you're on the road. Imperial Toys, make sure you check that out. Okay, I think next what I want to talk about, as we're getting a little bit older with our kids, let's talk about the Lux Blocks next. This has been our favorite toy all year long. These are, I'm going to snap some of them off here. They're these little squares and they come boxed in a starter kit. And I've got one of the starter kits. It's hiding here. I got so many toys. I'm so excited. Okay, so this is an 88-piece starter kit, Lux Blocks, spelled Luxblox. You can get these right now at Barnes & Noble and on Amazon, but they're coming close to selling out, you guys. This is the hot toy of the season. And these say that they are, I think it says 6 to 106, and as long as you have a child who doesn't put things in their mouth, you could go younger than 6 because these are amazing. So it's a little piece, right? They come in 3 different colors and you snap them together. So for our little ones, what we found with kids on the spectrum, they really need to be working on their finger skills because we want them to be able to write and fasten buttons and to be able to zip things up. But, how exciting is it working on that? We want to get those skills in place by working on other things. Well, you put a pile of these down in front of a bunch of kids, they can't help themselves. And let me tell you, it's not just kids. Adults can't help themselves either. They start snapping them together. And it does take a little bit of hand-eye coordination, but it's so rewarding to them that they're willing to work on it. For real little ones, you might have to help them a little bit until they get it completely under control. But you snap them together and you literally can make this fabric, right? That can be stationary, but it can move and it can expand and it can do, I'm telling you, you got to Google these Lux Blocks and you will see all the different things that you can make. This, I don't even know what this is, but one of the people that I work with built this in the office the other day, just, took a couple of minutes and then everybody else comes along and finds different ways to fold it up and do things and have all this movement with it. Lux Blocks, they are amazing. So very much fun. What you can do with them is endless, and it's all based on the inventors of this looked at people like Frank Lloyd Wright and Einstein and people of that ilk and thought, what do they attribute their genius to? And they all said being able to play with blocks that allowed them to build different things when they were little. So they decided to take the idea of the block and bring it into the 21st century. And that's why it's called Lux, the principle block, because it deals with all the principles of the universe. But kids don't have to know that. They can just build things with it. And I'm telling you, everybody in the family will have a ball with it. So that's Lux Blocks. As I said, these are coming close to selling out. You can get them on their website, Lux Blocks, LuxBlox.com. You can get them on Amazon while they still have them, but they're starting to sell out. And they carry them at your local Barnes & Noble and other small specialty toy stores. But I'm telling you, get them immediately because they are flying off the shelves, all right? Okay, let's move on to one of my next favorite. Let's talk about more board games because I love the company Endless Games. Love, 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 love them. They've got a lot of old favorites that you're going to love, endlessgames.com, but they've taken some games that maybe you played as a kid but there wasn't a board game with them and morphed it into more modern times and put a board game with it so that the rules are really well defined and really cool games. So one of the things I want to mention first is Cornered. Cornered is this great game, and again, it's taking out the green on this because we shoot on a green screen, but Cornered is a game that is amazing. You can play this with really small kids, and what we find is that it's a game for everybody, but kids on the autism spectrum happen to usually be brilliant at it. They're better than anybody else at the table at it. They have to take and match colored squares to other colored squares, and each piece only fits one place on the board. It really makes your mind kind of meld and go like, okay, what am I doing? But kiddos on the spectrum, so great. Talk about building self-esteem. Great game. It actually, they are working in conjunction with Autism Speaks now. It's got the Autism Speaks seal of approval on that. Great game. But another great game for kiddos who are on the spectrum who are a little bit older, Oddly Obvious. If you have ever had the opportunity to talk to somebody who's on the autism spectrum who has trouble with figurative language, double entendres and things of that nature, this is the game because you get a card and you can even play on the box here. There's a card and it's got all these words on it and they're printed in different fonts and in different colors. In different directions on the card, and somebody whose turn it isn't, they will read a clue, and they'll say, for instance, on this one, it's saying something that's top secret. Okay, so we look at the card, and we've got all these different words. Well, the answer is a toupee. Well, I can tell you, having played this with my son, now we get into a conversation, and I might have to explain it to him, but once I explain it to him and he gets the humor of it, he starts thinking of language figuratively because it's on the top and it's a secret. I probably have to tell him what a toupee is, but now he adds vocabulary. He understands, okay, a toupee, is on the top and it's secret. That's why it's top secret. We are working on language and figurative language and humor and taking turns and all those other things you work on when you're working on board games. We have seen our son's ability to understand and use figurative language jump just from playing this game, Oddly Obvious. And guess what? It's fun. We sit and laugh and have a really good time. Okay, for kids that are a little bit older, best of the worst, this is a storytelling game where you get a card and there are two things on the card that they can talk about, and they want to tell the worst circumstance, like it might say, day at school, and it's your worst day at school. Excuse me, and you have to tell a story about your worst day at school. Well, for a lot of our kids that we're working on conversation skills with, this is really great because you're going to take turns doing it. You're going to tell the worst time that you ever had at school, but you can lie. You can make up a story. And then everybody has to judge whether the people who played were telling the truth or lying. So we're working on conversation skills. We're working on things that we call saliency, where we're telling important parts of it so we don't wander off in the story and tell things that aren't important. We're working on looking at people and seeing if they're telling the truth or if they're lying, because all of our kids need to learn about what the truth is and what telling a lie is and what the tells are so that they can see when somebody is lying to them. That's a safety issue. But we also need to teach our kids how to lie. We call that a white lie, so that because there are times in their life when they are going to need to lie, again, for safety issues. So great way to teach that, working on best of the worst. Again, this is from Endless Games. You can find all of their games on endlessgames.com. And then some of their games are available in Toys R Us and other small toy stores, which we love. There's two different versions of this now, Name 5. There's Name 5 and then Pop Culture Name 5. So I would tell you that if you've got kiddos that are, my gosh, I would get this. If you have a child who's on the spectrum, just get this game. Just get this one. Then when they're a little bit older, you can work on the pop culture one, maybe upwards of 8. But there's a lesson that we do with kids who are on the spectrum once we've learned how to label things, right? So they've learned, they learn basic things that they label, and then we start working on categories and features of things. So maybe they learn, this is a car, but then later on they learn all the different features of a car, that a car has wheels and a car has doors and a car has a windshield and a trunk. And then we start to differentiate between, what does a truck have that a car doesn't have and what category are they all in? They're in vehicles, right? Because this is how you build language. There's so much to building language. And at some point, whenever we're working at one part of the lesson, we'll stop and we'll say, okay, now name 5 parts of a car. Okay, well, so there's the wheels, there's the windshield wipers, there's the windshield, there's the trunk, there's the glove compartment. I named 5. Great. And we want them to be able to do it in a pretty quick way. That's called fluency. We want them to, to be able to do that. Eventually, you start running out of things, right? Well, Name 5 is exactly that, but it puts it in a game format, and you play with a whole bunch of people, and you can play with teams with little kids so that we want it to be fun for them, right? And parts of it are going to be hard for them. But when you're playing a game, you don't notice that it's hard, right? So, for instance, and there are many different colors on the back of a card that are different categories of things. So for instance, on this card, name 5 purple foods. Well, that's hard, but you can do it with help. But for little kids, this next one wouldn't work. Name 5 movie remarks. That would be for older kids. So you can kind of pick and choose between the cards, but it will give you so many things to work on with your kids and be really fun. We take this even sometimes in the car that it's super duper good. And for our kids, a lot of times they don't know pop culture things because they've been busy working on other things, and we want to get them up to speed on pop culture things. This one is for those kids who are a little bit older, maybe in junior high age, where we're trying to get them up to speed on pop culture things. Play with a bunch of people, things like name 5 Adele songs. Yeah, I'd be like, I can think of them, but I can't think of them, right? And that would be a great thing to have my son paired with me, because I could say, oh, there's this song, and then he could help to remind me. Really, really, really fun for our older kids. So those are all from endlessgames.com, and check out what else they have. They have endless games. It's really, really cool, the different things that they have. Okay, now moving on, I want to talk a little bit about Think Fun, because there's a bigger set of my Lux blocks. We all love to think fun, right? Well, Think Fun is an amazing company that sells toys that are based in logic and deduction and being able to reason through things. Really love the stuff that they have. You can go to thinkfun.com. This one is called Codemaster, and the title is in green usually. Really deceptively super, looks like, oh, this is just an easy tic-tac-toe game. But it's tic-tac-toe with Sudoku with a little bit of coding mixed in. For our kiddos that are really into computers, this is a great game for them to be able to take in the car, work in teams, or work by themselves and solve puzzles. Really remarkable. For kiddos that are that age and a little bit younger, this is called Rush Hour. Love this game. It gives you a bag of cards. I've got them here. This is also Think Fun. I'm going to move this one out of the way. I get a bag of cards, and I've got this deck of cards underneath here. Each one is a different puzzle, and they're coded for beginner, advanced, expert, so on and so forth. So this is a beginner card, and it shows me an aerial view of how I need to set up my board. So I go through my bag and I get out my little cards, and right away we can, for younger kids, we can be working on colors and matching, because they have to match the colors to the board and the picture. And that for younger kids could be all that they do. For our older kids, I can set up the board exactly how it tells me to set up the board. And I always have the red car. I'm not even going to bother to do this exactly. But the red car, I have to move my trucks around until I can find the configuration which will allow me to get my red car out without picking them up and moving like I just did, because I didn't set it up like the card. I played this last week with a couple of teenagers on the spectrum. We had a ball. Absolutely a great deal of fun. Check out Think Fun. Last year, one of the toys that we had from Think Fun that we featured on the show was something called Laser Maze. Oh my goodness, you guys. We had so much fun with that game, and so many kids love that game. They have mazes, which are great for kids on the spectrum. It's problem solving that uses an area of their brain that they're super involved in. So really wonderful. Think Fun, check them out. And then, of course, I didn't mention the card games from a bunch of different card games are great for our kids. Because not only are we working on all the things that we work on with board games, but we're also working on finger skills, holding cards, and it's social. You want to work on social games, get out the games, get out the card games and the board games. But okay, you guys, okay. I can't say the best for last, but I can say the best for last, because if you have teenagers that are into computers, oh my gosh, you're going to love the Makey so much. This is this amazing thing that it comes with alligator clips. You plug it into your computer, any computer, and it has alligator clips that there's a metal board that it comes with. You clip an alligator clip to the metal board, and then you clip it to something else like a banana, and your banana becomes whatever button that it was hooked up to. So your banana can become your space bar. They can play a musical instrument on the bananas. Oh, the list of things that you can do is endless. I love this. On the top of the box, it said, it says, warning, extended usage may result in creative confidence. And I think that that's just the whole truth of the matter. I have watched kids play with this now, and you just watch them, they go, oh, you mean I can do this? Oh, you know what else I can do? And their brains go, I just love Makey. These are available all over, but you can get them on Amazon, and they're available makeymake.com. Check them out. But these are going crazy too. Everybody's snapping these up, so get them before they're all gone. Absolutely, I've been so excited about this toy for months. I'm sorry. I get so excited. In any case, we had some comments, and I want to make sure that we have an opportunity to look at the comments. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a break. I'm going to take a peek at the comments, and then we're going to come back and try to answer any questions that you guys had. So go ahead and check out this clip. We're coming to you with a clip. It's coming. Welcome back. So we've been talking about toys and I wanted to take a break. This was the first time that we were doing a Facebook Live in this format, and so the comments are in a different place, but want to say Brandy wrote it and said, so helpful, thank you. And Brandy, want to encourage you to check out some of the other shows that we've done on toys because we love us some toys. Carol said, are they in the stores in UK? And I will be honest with you that I believe that all of these you can get on Amazon in some shape or form and have them shipped, but I'm not 100% sure. And it's getting close to holidays, so check and see. And Desiree said, so many fun things to play with. We have had such a ball. I want to say, too, that all of these toy manufacturers donated toys for our Sensitive Santa. We told them that we picked the toys first. Please know that. We pick the toys. I pore over toys and look at them and go, okay, what would be really cool? Then we reach out to the toy companies and say that we want to feature them on the show. And then we say to them, and we're doing a Sensitive Santa, do you want to participate in that as well? And all of these toy manufacturers were so generous and gave toys for our Sensitive Santa. And so we were able to give these to kiddos who were on the spectrum. And these are also going to be going to kiddos who are on the spectrum that you see here on my desk, which is a pretty fabulous thing. So we have a really good time in the month of December playing with the toys, and in October and November playing with them before we pick them, and then having demonstrating them on the show and having them be put in the hands of kiddos that we know will make amazing things happen with them. So in any case, we'll have more toys for you next week because we're going all the way to the bitter end right before the holidays. But I thank you guys for being with us, and during this trial on our Facebook Live, we're going to be doing more of that coming to you next Wednesday. In fact, on Wednesday, we'll have Dr. Doreen Granpeche with us. She'll be answering your questions, and we hope to be here back on Facebook Live then. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me. Bye-bye for now. Hi, I'm Shannon Penrod, and this is my husband.
Hello.
I was going to let you say your name.
Oh, I'm Jim Miller.
And we are here at the Miracle Mile Toy Store. This is an amazing toy store right in the center of Los Angeles, and we're going to take a little tour around and look at all the fabulous toys. This toy store is an Astra toy store, and one of the things that you want to look for is that Astra label. That tells you that these are amazing toys, one-of-a-kind toys. You know how when you have that friend who's got their really fabulous toys and you wonder where did they get them? Chances are it was from an Astra toy store. And we're going to show you some cool toys, but in particular some of our award winners from this year's Toy Guide are in the store. So you ready? So we're here at some of the cool toys. You can see I've already lost my husband. Whispering to the puppy. But just some of the award-winning toys this year. I want to start with one of my faves. We had this last year, and it was sort of like an honorable mention last year, and then we played with this so much this year that it had to be one of our top toys. This is Happy Salmon. And it's a card game, but it's for all different kinds of ages and ability, and there's even a portion of the game that you play non-verbally. So awesome, awesome Happy Salmon. You'll find yourself going, Happy Salmon, Happy Salmon. With the there we go. Happy Salmon. You'll understand when you play this. It's a mayhem in your house. Also, these are all the Lux blocks that they have left in the toy right now. This is one of our top toys of the year. We love Lux blocks. They've got new colors, and this is all that's left in this toy store because they have sold out. Wow. So you need to get the Lux blocks. These are amazing. They're snapped together toys that you can make all kinds of things. You know, honey, you've seen us making all kinds of helicopters and things with these. And it works on all the major skills that your kid wants to work on that help with handwriting skills of push, pull, turn. Totally fabulous. I've also got a marble run
Marble
here.
runs are great.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you remember when Jem used to play with
absolutely.
marble? Because one of the things about this is that it
When I would let him.
Right, because we were playing with it. And you can put it together different ways. So there's all different things you can work on, but it has a beginning, a middle, and an end to it. And once you put the marble in and it goes down, it's like, what, 2 minutes? So that when you're working on something with a kid, you can say, okay, get this right, and then we're going to do the marble run. They put it down the marble run, and then you go, okay, let's go back to work so we can have something else to work for later on. Marble runs are great. This one is a fabulous one, but they're all different kinds out there. And the one that actually won the award this year from Autism Live is from Fat Brain Toys, and it's a bamboo.
That's amazing.
Bamboo marble run. Oh, it's so yummy, I can't stand it. All right, what else do we have here? Oh, this is one of our new top toys this year. This is a Hypno Gizmo. We love sensory toys that kids can play with, and it makes all different shapes and noises. You can see there's these fishing lines where the beads roll. Well, the one that won the top toy is a version of this that's for slightly older kids, where they get to design where the beads go.
Oh my gosh.
And where the different strings go. Hypno Gizmo. So for a younger kid, get the one that's already made, and it's got the twirlies on the side. Listen, I came in here and we were talking about how to set up the shoot, and I was standing here playing with it, and they had to snap me out of it.
It says mesmerizing on the box, and it really is.
But for older kids, get the one where they make it themselves. It's super duper fabulous. I just want to say too, when you go to a toy store, you'll see that there's all kinds of things to play with and indulge yourself. One of the things that I noticed when I got here, these are a great toy, Geometrics. They snap together with little magnets, but the magnets are encased in the plastic. You can make all kinds of things with them. Addictive. Geomatrix. Okay, let's check out some of the other rooms, okay? Okay, baby, do you know what this is?
What's it called?
It's a teeter popper.
Teeter popper.
Because it's got these amazing poppers on the bottom. Now, this is one of our award winners for the year. And I want to point out, though, that this is a dirty teeter popper. And there's a reason for that, because this is the demo at the store. This is how well loved this is. You can see that this has been played with. That's how you know the sign of a cool toy, because kids actually play with it. So what this does, the kid sits and teeters in it, and the suction cups stop them from getting too far or knocking them over, and then they have to kind of push to get it to unsuck.
Makes a fun noise too.
It does make a fun noise. So it's really cool, it's a really safe toy, and it's great for building those core muscles and for helping a kid to feel that inner core and grab a hold of it. This is a great OT toy. Kids won't know that they're working on therapy, they just think it's fun. Super cool. Teeter popper, Fat Brain, get one. One of our favorite new toys this year is the My Little House, or as I call it, Mi Casa Pequeña. Absolutely love this toy. If you watch our show, you've seen us talk about this amazing toy that was made by a speech and language pathologist. Kids play with it, big kids play with it, adults play with it. You can't help yourself because it's the best of felt toys. It's a house and it can go together 1,000 different ways. Maybe not 1,000, don't quote me. But a bunch of different ways. And it's got all these lovely pieces to the house. It's like having a dollhouse.
36 pieces,
36 pieces. Each room is color-coded so that it can help a child be able to match. It's really incredible. We absolutely love My Little House. If you have somebody who is a language learner, that they're developing language, boy, this is the toy of the year.
Hello, Mr. Turtle.
Hello.
I was wondering if you would like to play with the trains and cars.
I love playing trains. Yes.
So we're going to just have a good time here and continue playing, and we want to encourage you to go to the Astra Toy Store near you. And if you're in the Los Angeles area, come to Miracle Mile Toys. It's at miraclemiletoys.com. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Hi, I'm Shannon from Autism Live. Come on in. Hi, I'm Shannon Penrod.
And I'm Charlie Denocker.
And we're here
at the Miracle Mile Toy Haul.
We're celebrating the 2018 Autism Live Toy and Gift Guide. So we're going to look at some of the cool things that are featured in the guide.
Let's begin.
Yeah. Charlie, let's talk about babies first, okay? I love babies, and babies need things to activate all of their senses, right?
Yeah.
So I love this toy. This is from Infantino. It's an award winner. Balls, Blocks, and Buddies. It sounds simple, but there's so many things that you can do. This is just one of the little buddies. How cute is he?
Yeah.
You can stack the blocks. All of the toys have different colors and different textures to them, and the little buddies can be little buddies. You can make voices for them and do all kinds of fun things. Now, as a child grows, if you want to get a little fancier, I got something even fancier here for you. The Crystal Carnival. This is same sort of principle, stacking toys and shaped toys of all different sizes and colors, but a different modern take on it. They can even teeth on these. These are all safe to be bitten. Absolutely love this toy, the Crystal Carnival.
Next up, we have my favorite toy. These are the Googly Balls by Imperial. They are great sensory toys, and honestly, you just cannot stop touching them. They're so much fun to play with.
It's addictive.
They're amazing. And they're great colors, really fun.
Super fabulous. You know what else Imperial makes? They make bubbles. I love Imperial bubbles. In fact, it's one of the best toys that's out there for a child in therapy. The truth is that any child loves bubbles. They're really reinforcing, they're cause and effect. You blow, you can get them to speak using bubbles. And if you really want to reward a good child this holiday season, and I've turned it on already, but it's not going to spit bubbles. This is one of the most fabulous things that there is. Endless bubbles. You don't have to keep blowing. This is great for a party, great for reinforcing. 30 seconds, you turn it on and it'll shower them in bubbles. If you want the joy to start, Imperial Bubbles, get a bubble blower. It's fabulous. So Charlie, have you ever played with Legos?
Of course.
They're one of the most fabulous toys that are out there, right? And it's never too early to start with Legos because they make Duplos. And I love this particular Duplo set because it's got the pet friends. So you can put it together in all different ways. I mean, you could put the cat head on the dog body. It's very fun. But there are colors that match. Absolutely love this set because of all the different things that you can do. And we're learning about faces, and that's really important with autism too. Great starter set for any child. So every year, Charlie, we feature a marble run, and this year we've chosen Discovery Toys Castle Marble Run. We love a marble run because it's got a beginning, middle, and end, and when you're doing therapy and you're teaching something, you want to give a reward when a child's done something fabulous. So you give them the ball, they get to watch it, but it ends, then they get back to work. It's the perfect toy. What do you love about this one?
I love that not only do you build this awesome castle, they also come with these balls and they jingle as you put them down.
Great marble run toy. These are spectacular. So I just love Melissa and Doug
Me
toys.
too.
Aren't they the best?
Yeah.
And a lot of times they're wood toys, but this holiday season they have this wonderful Examine and Treat Pet Vet set. So who is it that you have there, Charlie?
This is Joe the cat.
Okay, and what's he got going on?
He has the cone of shame, as you can see. Yeah, he's not feeling very well. I'm gonna hear his heart for a second.
Oh, I love that. Now this is Sniffle. Now Sniffles has a little broken paw on his cast here, but look, he's gonna get his cast off because he's all better. Woo! It's fabulous. Now I'm gonna take his temperature. Oh, he's got a little bit of a temperature.
Oh no.
Oh no. Well, we'll have to treat him. I've got a bag full of goodies here that we can treat him, put his cast away. Look and see if there's something that you want to treat Joe with.
This looks good.
Ooh.
Nutritious niblets.
Okay. What about, do you want to look in his ears and see if
sure.
everything's okay? What great way to do sociodramatic play, great way to start cooperative play, really fun toy. That's why it's an award winner, but absolutely anything from Melissa and Doug is truly magical. You know what I love? A really simple toy that's super fabulous. These Busy Bugs, you would see these on a shelf and not know how incredible they are. We played with these with some kiddos and they had a ball for hours. There's all these different bugs that are different colors and you have to count them and match them with all kinds of cool things. great toy from Discovery Toys.
Remember when you were a kid and you would play The Floor is Lava? They have an actual game for it.
Oh, I don't love this game. I love it. This is endless games, really wonderful cooperative play. You can play with a large group of kids. You throw the tiles on the floor and they become the safe places. There are lots of activities for them. Very interactive, super, super game. It's a hot game.
So next we have this new toy called Zoom Tubes. You may have seen it on TV. It's basically a contained Hot Wheels, so you can make your own track with these tubes and then zoom the car through it with a remote control, and it's really great. And yeah, it's great.
It is a fun toy. And you're holding the smart felt toy My Little House. And I love it so much that we had to make this an award winner 2 years in a row. This is the perfect toy if you have anybody in your house that's an English language learner and you want to teach them a bunch of different words to speak. This is the perfect toy to do it. It sets up to make a little dollhouse and you stick the little felt shapes to it. So reinforcing. There are so many lessons. It was actually invented by a speech and language pathologist. I really think it's my favorite toy of the last 2 years. If you haven't heard of Lux Blocks, oh, it's your lucky day. These are one of the hottest new toys that are out there, and they've come out with new fashion colors. So super fashionable this year. These, you can put them together and make almost anything. They snap together. I'm going to show you. Easy to snap together. You're working on pincer grasp, you're working on push pull, all the OT things that you want to work on. Plus there's a whole executive function thing that goes with this because you're building all kinds of things. Here we built a ball and here we built a square. But if you build these together right, they expand and go back and expand. Oh my gosh, the things you can do with Lux Blocks. And you got to try the new sampler with all the cool colors.
And they have wheels too.
Oh yeah, good point. They brought wheels into the scene this year. So you can make all kinds of different shapes and vehicles, which we love. Lux Blocks, they're awesome.
So next we have this Harry Potter coding kit, which is really great because it is fun. You have this awesome wand that teaches you how to make and you learn how to code with it. So it connects to an iPad or a computer, and it teaches you all these different movements that teach you how to code. And it's really fun and it's super user friendly, and it comes with this cool handle that's great for safety.
I love good sensory toys, and Sensi's makes a whole line of really super sensory toys. And they make them in different shapes and sizes and different feels. This is a soccer ball that vibrates, that you can hold, you can sit on it. It gives you that sensory input. What have you got?
This is a jellyfish, and it's for smaller aches and pains. It's really fun, and it's fuzzy and very nice.
I can imagine a kid would love to have this.
Yeah.
Really super fun. Sensi's. If you're looking for card games, North Star makes the most fun games. Last year we featured the Happy Salmon game, which is a laugh riot in your home. But these are two of our new favorites. It's the Monster Match, and what have you got?
Funky Chicken.
And both of these games are super fun. For younger kids, I would play the Monster Match. But if you're trying to get a game to play with adults, Funky Chicken, we played this yesterday. Didn't you enjoy it?
It was so much fun. It's perfect for the whole family. It's very interactive, and you can also play it non-verbally, which is great.
Both of them, in fact, all of the North Star games can be played. You can play the verbal version and the non-verbal version. And what I love is that it's not your typical card game where you sit around and play. These you have to get up, you're looking at each other, you're interacting with each other, you got to be physical. Super fun games. Okay, so you know I love a marble run, but what do you do for kids that get older? Well, the truth is that a marble run can be one of the most educational things that there are out there. This is the Turing Tumble, and it's a marble run on steroids. This actually teaches coding. Difficult problem-solving coding, such a clever game. There's this wonderful board, and you put it together with different puzzles that you have to solve. It comes with a graphic novel to get kids interested in it. This is a perfect game for your teen who's been a little bit too much screen time and you want to get them thinking. So Charlie did a puzzle earlier. We got the blue balls and the red balls.
She tried to.
She thinks she solved it.
Yeah.
What are we trying to accomplish?
So basically you want all the blue balls to get to the bottom without any of the red balls dropping.
All right, let's see if she did it. And it's going faster too.
It really is. Okay, so this is a board game that is for one person.
Although we played it
We
for two
played it
people
together because it was so hard.
and had a laugh
It was
riot.
so much fun. Basically, you're trying to figure out which cat committed a crime. And it gives you little clues, and so based off the clues, you have to figure out which cat did it.
And it's really, like, there are easier cards, and then it gets really hard.
Yeah.
Like, I could see playing this at a party with, like, 12 people trying to figure out
Yeah.
which cat did the crime.
Yeah.
Super fun. And
very
this is
fun.
from Think Fun. They make a great set of games that are all about logic and building logic. Super duper smart games. Cat crimes. Love it. So this whole time, Charlie and I have been wearing these great shoe necklaces from ARC. They come in all different sizes. Some look like Lego bricks, but ours are very special because they say, best friend. Thank you so much for being with us today at the Miracle Mile Toy Haul. If you want to get any of the toys that we featured, you can visit your local Astra toy store.
Or you can find more information at www.autism-live.com.
That's where our toy guide is, and there's a link to every single toy where you can buy it right from our website. Isn't that cool? Thanks. Happy holidays, everybody. Hi, I'm Shannon Penrod, host of Autism Live, and today I am at the Miracle Mile Toy Hall with a very special friend.
Hi, I'm Nikki Denocker.
And you may not know this, but Nikki was our first ever intern on Autism Live 1.5 million years ago. And since that time, Nikki it was right before she was going to college, and since that time, Nikki has done some pretty amazing things. Nikki, what degrees do you now hold?
I now have a master's in human development and psychology, and I actually work with preschoolers with autism and other social difficulties right now, so that's really fun.
I feel incredibly old and incredibly proud. Look at that, this amazing young woman. She is going to tour with us around the toy store and show you some of the winners from this year's 2019 Autism Live Toy and Gift Guide. You ready to shop?
I can't wait. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, Nikki, let's take a look at some toys. You
Okay,
ready?
yes.
One of my favorites. Do you know this one?
No.
This is the super fabulous googly
This is
ball.
really cool.
And it's hairy. You can squish it. It can do all kinds of things. Now this year, this got our Oldie But Goodie award for adults. And that might be strange to people, thinking, why would this be an adult? Because really, you could do this with a small child too. But last year at our Sensitive Santa, we had a group of adults come, and they loved this the best. It was the most requested. You got to
I
play
love
with
that.
Isn't
I
it
love
cool?
that. It's so cool. It's an inside. It's
Right.
really nice.
And by the way, you
For
can
any
play
age
catch.
group.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
play catch with it, but there's something sensory about it that's absolutely fabulous. That's from Imperial Toys. So fabulous. They make great bubbles too. Speaking of bubbles, if you have a kiddo who is not bath time friendly, this is the hottest, newest, most wonderful thing invented by an autism mom whose kiddo did not like the bath. They're called Glow Pals, and it gets our award for top sensory for preschool. So it comes, this is the gift box of them, a whole bunch of them, but look, this is how you can buy them, just a few at a time. They're these little cubes, and guess what they do? When you're in the bathtub, you throw them in, and it's the only place where they light up, and they light up whatever the color is on the top.
That's so cool.
Isn't that
I love
awesome?
that. Yeah.
So if your kiddo has a favorite color, you can buy multiple colors and make the whole bath light up, and suddenly they want to get in the bathtub.
Yeah.
From an autism mom. Thank you very much.
Yeah. That's amazing. I love that one.
Okay, all right, I'm loading you up with things to hold. So, you've seen Lux Blocks before, right?
Yeah. These
Super
are
fun.
really cool.
They've got a new thing this year that we absolutely love, the tubes of them. So they've got a storage place for them, but they come with gears and things and wheels so that they can make cars.
That's amazing. I love that.
Isn't that wonderful? So for those of you who don't know Lux Blocks, they're building toys, construction toys, and you snap them together. We're talking fine motor. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. But it's so much more than that because they move, and so you can actually make them so that they expand. Our kids are so
That's
good at these.
amazing. Yeah, I bet they can make so many cool things with those.
I would love to see what you could make with these.
I doubt I could make anything as cool as what the kids would make.
Nikki's
with
one
those.
of the smartest people I know. Don't listen to me. So, wonderful. So check those out. By the way, those are the School Age Award for our new category, which is our STEM toys. So teaching those science, technology, engineering, and math. And
Very
this
cool.
is engineering, folks. Really, really cool. Okay, how much do you love Jimmy Fallon?
So much.
Would you read to us a little bit from,
Yeah.
There's a series of books, and this is our baby book that we recommended. He's got 3 now in this
Cool.
series.
Yeah. This is Baby. Let's laugh and play and sing. What are the parts of Baby? Well, I'll tell you everything.
And I love that the babies, I love the graphics. I love
Me
that the
too.
babies are all different
Me too.
colors,
I
right?
love that, yeah.
It's so wonderful. And then I love that they start to go through the different body parts. And we always talk on the show about how everything should be interactive when we're reading with our kids. So you say, these are baby's eyes, and then point to baby's eyes, where are baby's eyes? And you help them to be able to do that. And then,
And then where are your eyes? Yeah.
Yeah. where are mommy's eyes, right? So we're teaching generalization right from the beginning. It's super fabulous.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Great
cool.
books, Jimmy Fallon. We absolutely love them.
Love it.
Are you good at puzzles?
Sometimes.
I know you're
This
good at
looks
logic.
Yeah. This looks like a different kind of puzzle.
This hurts my head a little bit, but for some of our kids, this is the most wonderful thing. So we recommend this for teens and adults, and in fact, we gave this our adult award for STEAM, because it is a building toy. It's a 3D puzzle, and Revit puts these, and we've said the whole line of them are really good for our kiddos. We set these out on a floor and had parents and teenagers sit down. The conversations that struck up because they were doing this puzzle.
Yeah.
Super awesome.
Yeah. That looks really fun to try something like this.
Yeah,
The fact that it's 3D, that's so cool.
Yeah, so, and it's like you really got to think it through and figure out how the pieces go. Hurts my head a little bit, but for our certain kiddos that are into that, super fabulous
cool.
fun. All right, you ready to go look elsewhere to
Yeah,
see what
let's
else we
do
can
it.
find? Okay, follow us.
Okay, so these beautiful little pillows are called Moosh Mooshes, and they are our sensory award for tweens and teens. And I think that it's really cool because a lot of kids that age, it might not be socially appropriate for them to have a stuffed animal or something like that, but these are super appropriate and super cute.
It's so
I would have
soft.
loved this as a teen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, even, for a younger kid, this is great too.
Definitely.
And I can see sending this to college.
Yeah,
With somebody, right? Put it
completely.
on their bed and
Yeah.
they get to squeeze it. There's something, I'm gonna use your word, satisfying.
Yeah.
There's something satisfying about it. Super cool.
Yeah.
Okay, what else we got here? Ooh, I love our little Hape snail. This is our oldie but goodie award for toddlers. I like a toy that does a bunch of things at once. So all of our kids need a shape sorter. Not a shapeshifter. We don't want a shapeshifter, but a shape sorter. You want it this way? And so, because we want to start to work on shapes, I love this shape sorter because it's got different colors along with the shapes, but then it's got a good old-fashioned wooden pull toy that's with it.
Yeah.
So there's so many skills that they're working on all in one well-made wooden toy. Absolutely love
I
it.
love that too.
Okay, Nikki.
Oh, I love this one.
Fisher Price, you've hit it out of the park. So this is the Soothe and Snuggle Otter for babies.
It's so nice. It's so soothing.
Yeah, so you just saw Nikki push the button on its belly, and it's so cute and it's so soft. And you can put it in the crib. It only plays music for a short period of time, trying to help the baby to soothe themselves so they can stay in the crib and not cry and teach themselves how to go to sleep.
Yeah, but it has this nice little soothing breathing motion.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
There have been studies shown that when somebody mimics the breath of somebody sleeping, that they go to sleep.
Oh wow, yeah, that's perfect.
Right? And so when we take our babies and we are sleepy and we start to breathe in that way, then they go to sleep and then we get addicted to that and then nobody gets any sleep anymore.
Yeah.
So then we get the otter instead, which is, that's Fisher Price.
Love
Isn't
that.
that wonderful? Okay, how much do you love music?
So much.
Right?
These are so fun. Yeah.
And this particular toy was the Parent Award. Parents looked at this and said, my child would love this, I would love this. Talk about being the antithesis of screen time for a young kiddo. And so this is for a toddler award. And again, it's from the parents that they said that they would love this. We had so much fun. So many different things. I love the castanets, the xylophone, you've got a triangle, this jingle thing. So you can get a whole bunch of people involved. And a good old-fashioned wooden kazoo.
Love that. I love that.
You gotta have a wooden kazoo.
Yeah,
everyone
perfect
needs
addition.
that. So love this. This is from Show and Hut. Really well-made toys. Isn't that remarkable?
Love it. Yeah.
All right, should we go look at some other stuff?
Yeah, let's do it.
Nikki, I love me some functional pretend play
Me
toys.
too.
Yes? And one of our most favorite things this year are these wonderful plush pretend play food sets that are from Pop Over. It's Pop OH Ver.
I love these.
And there are so many different sets that you can add on. Absolutely love them. Because we all want to have our kids play with the food and do the pretend sandwich and all of that. But all that's really been available for all these years, if you think about it, has been all those primary colored plastic things.
Yeah, those hard plastic ones. Yeah.
And then the kids, you know, when they're learning how to pretend to eat, they put their mouth on them and then they're hard to get clean. And well, these are fabric. And they're washable and they're soft and they're totally wonderful. So let's show some of the things.
Yeah, so we have some of these open that are fruit and vegetable ones. This one comes with a banana, and the banana actually comes out of the peel. I love them. They're so squishy. You can kind of rearrange them.
And you guys, they're like this really nice quality corduroy. They're super soft, and they have a little bit of weight to them.
Yeah.
So it's really, really fun, and each set comes with a bunch of different things. I would get some of these if I were you. We have this for the top toy winner for preschool. You could even do these with toddlers. Super, super fun.
I love these.
Pop
These
over.
are great.
Really wonderful. Okay, then another one of my favorite things ever. First there was the My Little House that we featured before in the toy guide. Well, now they have My Little Farm. We've been waiting forever. So now it's like taking all the things that you could learn about the house and learning it all about animals. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with these toys from Smartfelt Toys, it's they're all developed by a speech and language pathologist who has so many years of experience in the field helping kids to learn language. No matter what the issue is, whether they're have autism, apraxia, we want to be building that language. Maybe English is their second language. This is such a great toy for that. It pops up into a 3D barn, and they get to match all the animals, and they will learn things about, you know, big, medium, and little.
Yeah.
Truly wonderful, wonderful targets. This one, our top therapist recommended toy for preschool, because the therapist said, wow, so many targets here for language, so many different ways that we could use this toy. And I also love the fact that it all folds right back up, even though it's like a big, it's almost like a dollhouse, but it folds up into this.
That's very cool.
Super fabulous. Love it. And then, oh my gosh, one of my favorite things ever. I have not stopped talking about Club's Squishy Surprise. You've heard me wax poetic about this a little bit. So, for those of you who don't know what squishies are, how would you describe a squishy? How would you describe a squishy?
Well, it's such an interesting texture because they kind of squish down, but then like it takes a second for them to reinflate. So it's just like really fun to sort of move around and play with.
They're soft. It's like a marshmallow, but a resilient marshmallow.
Exactly.
They're super fun.
So fun.
But you guys know, as your kids are learning things, and you have to have things to reinforce them, and maybe you don't want to take them through the drive-through of, you know, a fast food place to get the little play toy that they have, but you want to have something that you're rewarding them for. Well, Club Squishy Surprise has this great thing for you where you can subscribe to get a new squishy every month.
That's amazing. I love that.
And have it come in the mail. And they're all different. Like this one is popcorn, and we've got a little unicorn here,
Some kind of
ice cream cone,
yeah.
and a taxi. All wonderful. They come packaged.
And of course this keychain one.
With a lovely little cupcake.
Yeah.
And I have a whole set on my desk. Each one of them feels slightly different. So it really is this surprise that they get to open the box, see what they got. It's a wonderful thing to have your child work for.
Yeah, you have a constant reinforcer. Yeah.
And every single person that we tested all of these toys with, whether they were a very young child or whether they were an adult, everyone on the spectrum, not on the spectrum, wanted to play with the squishies.
Yeah.
I have these on my desk. Everyone comes in and wants to squish the squishies, and they all have a favorite. I'm just saying you cannot lose with this one. Club Squishy Surprise. Okay, Nikki, you know that I love a good card game. This is my favorite card game this year.
Okay.
This is the Dirty Pig game, and I know it sounds entirely wrong, but first of all, I love these games that come, it's very small packaging, it's this little zipper pouch so that you got all your cards in here.
Yeah, you can take it with you anywhere. Yeah.
This is take on vacation, take on the plane, you know, take wherever you're going, right? Super duper fun. We gave this, the therapist said this was wonderful to play with teens and tweens. But really, there's a wide range of kids as long as you want to be working on sort of executive function skills, like first this and then this. If they've got that ability, this will solidify it, right? Really great game for teaching that. So basically what it is you have your barn, and you get cards, and you have pigs, and you're trying to get them dirty, because a dirty pig is a happy pig, right?
Okay.
So you have all these other cards, and you get to play them on top of your pig that you say, I'm making this pig muddy, and you try to get 6 pigs muddy. But then the other player does horrible things to you and lays things, they'll wash your pigs for you.
Oh no.
Or they'll make it rain so that your pigs get washed for you. And then sometimes lightning strikes your barn. So, but it's all these things, and there are ways to protect your pigs. It gets very, very vicious very fast.
Yeah.
And you have to be thinking ahead. It's like the, you know, the card game that's sort of the equivalent of chess. You got to be thinking 3 moves ahead. Super fun.
I love that. It sounds really fun.
We played this and laughed until we were almost sick.
Yeah.
It was that much fun. So Dirty Pig, great for teaching consequences. Like if you don't protect your pig and lightning strikes your barn, your pig gets clean again, right? So how to think ahead, all of those things. Dirty Pig. I absolutely love it. All kinds of cool things here. Oh, how much do we love Osmo? Osmo is super fabulous. If you've got kiddos who are doing screen time, this is, anyone in the Osmo line, this is the Genius Starter Kit, but we also recommended the coding kit for kids who are older. What it does is it supercharges your iPad. You use it in conjunction with your iPad, and it makes your iPad 3-dimensional.
Oh, wow.
There are so many things that you can work on with this, and so many ways that kids can create and build and take their iPad or their tablet to the next level. We really, really love Osmo.
That's amazing.
Super fabulous. In fact, this was our top toy winner for school-age kids. Love it.
That's amazing.
Okay, we love our adults on the spectrum.
This one I love, yeah.
Talk a little bit about this one.
So this one is sort of a craft game, and it comes with all these different pieces. So you can choose these different positive words that describe who you are, and then people can sort of put it up on the wall or use it as a decoration. I love this one. It's just, they can all be so unique, and like all the words are just so great.
And we're always trying to teach people to be positive about themselves.
Yeah.
What a wonderful way to spend some time, you know, picking which words to describe you, and then they get this great wall hanging afterwards that then reminds them of all the things that they feel that are positive about themselves.
Exactly.
We really love this and poster kit because it's empowering them. Really wonderful, wonderful. Oh, okay, another great game.
Oh, great. Yeah, this is such a funny one.
Heads talk, tails walk. Think Fun. I love Think Fun games because it's always about logic but interactive. So let's open this up and let's make Nikki play. This is our top game award for preschool kids because it's super easy for them. They're going to turn over cards, and in gameplay you're trying to get cards that match the top and the bottom. So we see there that there's a frog there, and a monkey.
And a monkey.
So we got to ask Nikki to now make the sound of the frog.
Okay, and then the
and the body of the
like
monkey
monkey.
at the same time.
okay, ribbit, something like that.
Exactly, and that's how the fun ensues, right?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
So it really, really fun when you get
And
a bunch
those are
of kids.
tough too.
They are,
Yeah.
but you can be learning about animals and what noises that they make and what movements. With littler kids, it's hard to get them to sit and play a board game for a really long period of time. You got to have it interactive, up and moving.
Yeah, very
so
interactive.
love Think Fun.
Yeah.
They're the makers of Cat Crimes, by the
great.
way, which is one of our
Ooh,
favorites.
yeah, we love that
Nikki
one.
is super good at Cat Crimes. Don't play
Cat
with her
Crimes.
because she'll beat you every time. Okay, speaking of games, we've got 2 other great ones here. So this is our top game award for adults. It's called Awkward Moment. I kind of call it the apples to apples of social skills.
Yeah.
Do you want to describe how you do
Yeah,
that?
definitely. So this game, so I think we have the cards over here. So this game, so there's a moment card that describes a certain situation, and then everyone chooses a reaction card that they think would be the best reaction in that moment. And
Based on the decider.
Yes, right, and then based on a certain decider, for example, what's the most practical reaction? So then everyone votes on what the best reaction would be for that decider and that moment.
Well, there's just the 2 of us, but let's take a look at a moment card. And go ahead and read that to them.
You think you see a friend coming up the street, so you wave like crazy and yell her name, but when she gets closer, you realize it's not her.
Happened to me
Yeah.
the other day. Honestly, in fact, it was
to
somebody that I thought was you. That's so funny. I hadn't thought about that. It was somebody. I was at a farmer's market, and I was like, Nikki. It wasn't you.
No way.
Okay. So, but then the decider card for that. So this is the moment card. But then you
the
as
decider is most practical.
Okay. And then I have my set of cards, and I have to pick from my set of cards what's the most practical. And in this choice, I pick unfriend them on Facebook.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't win that one, but then a discussion would ensue about why that's not a good choice.
Yeah.
It would be ridiculous of me to unfriend Nikki when I was waving at someone else. Nikki wasn't even there.
I
right?
love this game.
It's a
Yeah.
wonderful game
Yeah,
and
it's
great game to play with adults to work on those awkward moments, which is the title of the game. Awkward moment. Okay, so we were just talking about apples to apples. This actually is our parent winner in the board game division because parents need to play board games too, and I've played this at many parties with adults.
Definitely.
Although you can play with a whole family, right?
Yeah.
So Nikki, tell us a little bit about how you play apples to apples.
Yeah, so apples to apples, one person puts down a card that has a specific word, for example, amusing, and then everyone else has their hand of cards, and they choose the one that they think is the best fit for that one that was put down. And then the judge or the person that put down the original amusing card would choose which is their favorite answer to pair with that one.
My favorite part is, well, 2 things. I love that it defines whatever the keyword is, so you're building vocabulary if you're playing it with your kiddos.
Totally.
But then afterwards, I love the justifications for why
Exactly.
people put something down there. For instance, it could say a clown throwing up,
Yeah.
right? And you put it down as amusing, and then afterwards, after they voted, you go, no, think about it, because clown throwing up could be amusing, and everybody
Right.
goes, no, it's not amusing.
Right, and
So-
all those response cards are always hilarious
Yes.
things. So
It's really, really fun. So great game for that.
Yeah.
And then we have a whole line of things I'm going to give you from Miniland. These were really a favorite. In fact, we gave the whole set of Miniland emotional toys the Parent Award because they loved these so much for school age. So it's a series of games, and you play it in lots of different ways, but they're working on emotions.
I love that.
And there's little figures that have faces on them, and they can put them together and work on emotions. And each way we have the emotocapsules here, we have the emotoblocks here, and then we have emotion detectives down here. So all of them super fun to work on emotions. Thank you so much for being with us today at the Miracle Mile Toy Haul. If you want to get any of the toys that we featured, you can visit your local Astra toy store.
Or you can find more information at www.autism-live.com.
That's where our toy guide is, and there's a link to every single toy where you can buy it right from our website. Isn't that cool? Thanks. Happy holidays, everybody.